papers. I have my coffee. I also have a sparkling water. So I'm ready to film this video, obviously. Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Lindsay and I upload videos almost every Friday. I didn't upload last week, but we were really busy and had a birthday and we're traveling. But most of the time I upload on Fridays, so here I am. Today we are going to talk about how to minimize paper clutter in 7 pretty simple steps. I made it fairly easy so that it's simple to do, doesn't require a lot of effort, doesn't require a lot of time, unless you have a lot of paperwork that you have to sort through. The sorting and potentially the scanning will be the most time consuming. Let's get into the steps. Step 1 is get all of your papers together and sort them by category. This was the first step that we did when we minimized all of our paper clutter. We had a big filing cabinet packed full of papers, and the first thing I did was separate them out by individual category. Some ideas of what you can do for categories are taxes, bills, important documents, and I would separate out the important documents that you actually want to keep, that you need physical copies of. You can separate them out into miscellaneous, and then obviously things that are going to be trashed. You can also sort them out by person in your house, which we did. We have a folder. Every person in our house gets a folder within this accordion folder thing that we bought at Walmart. Every person gets their own, and that's what we keep for important documents that we actually need to keep on hand that we cannot scan. Number 2, determine what you need physical copies of. So the things we keep include a marriage license, our social security cards, college diplomas. My husband and I both have a college diploma. We have a copy of the most recent orders for my husband. We are a military family, so we keep copies of his orders. And that's about it. We don't keep a lot else for physical copies. We don't even keep taxes for physical copies. I would check with your state to make sure that you don't have to have physical copies of your tax returns. But we had every tax return we'd ever done, and we scanned them all. So I would make a pile of things that you have to keep on hand. The only things we keep on hand are things that we pretty much have to keep forever. We have those things, and then everything else that we don't need a physical copy of, we scan. Number 3 is download an app or buy a physical scanner. I use the app GenuisScan. There's a free version of it. You can use the free version of it, but I do pay for the 99 cents a month to be able to upload to Dropbox and Google Drive. You can use the free version, but it's very limited on what you can do, and I wanted direct access to upload to those 2 clouds because those are where we store all of our documents at. But you can download the app, it takes a photo and it converts it into a PDF, and then you can upload to the cloud. You can also use your notes on the iPhone. The only issue I found with the notes scanner within the iPhone is that you can only upload 49 pages, I think, at a time, and then you have to upload it and restart. So when I was uploading my oldest daughter's homeschool paperwork from last year, I would have to do 49 pages, upload that to the cloud, do another 49 pages, upload that to the cloud. So instead of having like one big file for her homeschooling, I had like 10, and it just got ridiculous. So that is one thing that I pay for every month that I do not regret. You can also go and buy a physical scanner. I know the Minimalist recommend a physical scanner. It's on their website somewhere. I've never bought a physical scanner, but if you aren't tech savvy or you just prefer having a physical scanner that you can just feed the pages through, that's a good option too. If you're gonna upload it though, I would recommend either Google Drive. I think Outlook has their own cloud. You can do it to iCloud or you can do it to Dropbox. Personally for us, we use Google Drive and Dropbox. Number 4, after you've sorted everything, after you have a scanner of some sort and you know what you need to keep physical copies of, now you can scan anything that you don't need physical copies of. So this will probably take a while. It took me a while. I think it took me a solid 2 to 3 days to go through and scan all of the different categories of paperwork and upload them and sort them and get everything laid out to where it's easy to find, easy to access. Again, this included our tax returns. People ask if I'm afraid that our information is out there in the cloud somewhere. The way we see it is our information's already out there. We do online banking, we e-file our tax returns. Our information's already out there. Our identity's already been compromised. So I don't really worry about it, and we have never had any issues. We turn on two-step verification for both Dropbox and Google Drive. We have identity theft protection through Xander. You just do what you can do, and you cannot possibly prevent everything, and it doesn't stress me out enough to where I won't do it. I would rather take the risk, have everything uploaded to the cloud, rather than having 15 years of tax returns stored in the filing cabinet somewhere. I won't do it. Anyways, but do check your state. Make sure that if you have to file a state return, you don't have to have the physical copies. But in our state, we do not, and I don't have an issue with uploading it to the cloud. Number 5, buy a shredder. I'm going to insert a video of our shredder. Just because we store things in the cloud doesn't mean that we are trying to get our identity stolen. So this is the shredder that we use. It's from Walmart. I wanted something that was compact, easily storable, didn't take up a lot of space, and this one you can shred directly over the trash can. It does not fit over all trash cans. We actually use our bathroom trash can, and we'll shred into that and then dump it into our big trash can. So you are going to buy a shredder and shred everything that you've already scanned and uploaded to the cloud that you don't need physical copies of. This is very important. You want to shred. You don't want your identity stolen. So, and make sure that you have either scanned it or that you don't need a physical copy of it, obviously. Number 6, I already said this, but we're gonna say it again. Shred anything that you don't need a physical copy of and have already scanned. So I just went through that. I'm not gonna go through it again. Again, we save ours to the cloud, and we also have a hard drive. We have an external hard drive that I also keep. So if Google Drive and Dropbox both crash and burn on the same day, I have a backup. If my house burns down and my hard drive is in that burning, most of our documents are uploaded to the cloud. The only thing we would have to really go get are birth certificates and social security cards if our house burned down, and a marriage license. That's why we do that. Number 7 is the final step, and you have already scanned everything that you needed, kept the physical copies that you needed, shredded what you didn't need and that you've already scanned or trashed. And so we come to number 7, which is we are going to store the paperwork that we do need. And it should be a very, very small amount, hopefully, for most people. I know there's always exceptions, but for us, we have a small folder. And again, every person in our family gets a sleeve. I don't know what you call it. Every person in our family gets one folder within this folder that we use. And those are the physical documents that we keep. And we go through this about every 3 months to make sure that we don't have anything in there that's not useful anymore. And sometimes we have to put things in temporarily until something gets sorted. So we go through it about every 3 months, and that's what helps keep our paperwork down to a reasonable amount. I don't think the average person needs filing cabinets. You don't need stacks of paper. Deal with your mail. That would be number 8, which I did not write down. I only wrote to number 7. But deal with your mail as soon as it comes in. Deal with the junk. Deal with papers that need to be processed. If you need to keep it for a short period of time. Sometimes if I need something for just a short period of time, like a medical bill that I have to call and tell them to send to insurance, which I've had to do a couple of times, I will just take a picture of the bill and save it in my camera on my phone. That way I can reference the number and the amount until it's dealt with. And then once it's dealt with, I can just delete the photo. But I don't keep things like medical bills long term if it's paid and I have the receipt that I've paid it and I'm not disputing it. But I think mail piling up, and especially junk mail, we live in an apartment complex, and by our mailbox is a trash can. And any junk mail automatically goes in that trash can. So I would say you have to deal with it when it comes in to keep it from piling back up. You cannot set it off for later, otherwise you will become overwhelmed again. So there's a bonus tip for you. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if you're minimizing paperwork, if you keep your physical tax returns, because I think that's pretty controversial. We don't keep our physical tax returns. So let me know in the comments what you keep, what you scan, and I will see you next week in the next video.